Well, hello. It is Thursday, June 14th, and I hope your life is fantastic. I am joined by a cast of characters that everybody could love. At Todd McComas is here. How are you, Todd?
I'm awesome, Pat.
At Diggs with a Z, do you still appreciate that name change you've made?
Couldn't love it more.
At Nick Moraldo, how are you?
Great, buddy.
That's good. It sounded good.
Yeah.
Sounded very positive there.
I tried.
At Viva Lazito, how are you?
I do not like the name change.
To Diggs.
I just want to come out right now.
I don't like you as a human.
At Ty Schmidt and at Evan Fox, you're here. We're going to have an incredible Thursday. We're getting an interview with Jay Glazer. You're going to enjoy. What an interesting human doing incredible things in the world today. We got a conversation with a guy named Corey Gregory, who's one of the most fit old dudes on earth. He's selling an Adderall alternative all of a sudden. Can't wait for you to hear about that. But today, we want to tell you that today's show is brought to you by Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post delivers a monthly themed box of awesome full of goods to upgrade your style, apartment, and life in general. Style, grooming, cooking, drinking, or travel, Bespoke Post has new boxes every month that you're guaranteed to dig.
Interesting.
Not digs.
With the Z.
Dig. There's no commitments. Bespoke Post lets you know which box they've picked out for you the first of each month. You'll have 5 days to keep it, switch it, or skip it. There's a few perks that come from hosting a podcast, but one of my favorites is getting hooked up with the box of awesome from Bespoke Post every single month. These guys are upgrading my style, my house, and my life one box at a time. It's kind of like a present from myself to myself once a month. Now you can experience it too at boxofawesome.com. BOXOFAWESOME.com. Bespoke Post scouts out quality and unique products from around the world, delivering to you every month without high retail markups. To get started, you go to boxofawesome.com and answer a few short questions that will help them get a feel for the boxes that'll go best with your style. Whether you're in search of the perfect drink, a well-kept pad, or jet setting in style, Bespoke Post helps you get there, improving your life one box at a time. Each box goes for under $50, but has more than $70 worth of shit in there. Wow.
What?
Wow. On the first of each month, you'll receive an email with your box details. You have 5 days to change it, switch it, flip it, skip it, or reverse it. Ooh. From barrel aging kits to limited edition cigars, weekender bags to classy DOP kits, Bespoke Post offers essential goods and guidance for the modern man. To receive 20% off your first subscription box, go to boxofawesome.com and enter promo code Heartland at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, promo code Heartland for 20% off your first box. Bespoke Post, theme boxes for guys that give a damn. I very much enjoyed these Bespoke Posts.
It really is a box of awesome, Pat.
It sucks for you guys because I'm the only one that gets the box, and you guys get to watch me like open this box like a child at Christmas. Because
it is frustrating. It's like being the forgot about little brother at Christmas.
Yep, exactly. Because it is an awesome gift that you have no idea what's coming. You paid for it, obviously. You get 20% off with promo code Heartland. But then it just delivers a box of goods.
He's the brother that got straight A's, and you're the brother that's average C student.
Yeah,
so
like in school suspension, brother. Yeah. You're the kid that they're trying to send to boarding school, bro.
So
yeah. You're the bad brother. Yeah. You're the stupid brother. Yeah. That's you guys. No, I'm joking. But Bespoke Post is taking care of me very much, and you will enjoy it. Literally, your future self will appreciate it. Boxofawesome.com, promo code Heartland. Have you seen what Domino's is doing?
Yep. Saving the world.
What are they
pothole
doing?
at a time.
Oh, yeah. They're doing what the government's not out there doing.
Yes.
Do you think they hit Indiana and they're just like, no, we're not doing this. This is way too much.
This is absolutely absurd what Domino's. Yes, they definitely scouted out states that they've heard complaints from.
They're
like,
fucking Arizona.
We can't afford to do Indiana. That is nowhere. But this is a genius marketing play.
Genius. Oh, yeah.
Genius. Because you're making everybody happy. There isn't a single demographic that doesn't hate potholes. And it's like Domino's like, we can get them all right here. Send out a goddamn paver.
Did you hit the link? So you have to what do you call it? You go on the website and say Indiana, and then they go there. And
Yeah, you
have
to submit.
You have to submit your state.
I didn't know that. I thought they were just driving around filling holes.
Yeah. I did too.
I had no clue what was going on. I like that a lot, by the way, by Domino's.
I do too, and I also like their pizza. But I would be honest, I would buy food from anybody that was out fixing
Fucking
potholes.
Domino.
I'd buy a box of shit.
Is this not outside the pizza box?
Huh? So you did there.
Huh?
Liked it.
The box of shit, Todd, not a bad purchase, by the way. But it's so nice of them to do this. Really, the marketing plan is genius. From what IHOP did with IHOP, the marketing plan there, smart, I believe. Everybody says it was stupid. It definitely was. I think burgers.
Eventually, it was smart when they spun it after.
Yes, they definitely had to hit. They had to call Scandal, that Scandal lady.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, we're in some bad. We're in a bad spot. Everybody's hating on it. How do we? Easy, spin it as it's just a marketing ad.
It was Jodie Foster
Yes,
from Inside Man.
from Inside Man. That's exactly what it was. I would believe that too, by the way. Speaking of Inside Man, here's an NFL insider that you're going to enjoy. This man needs no introductions. If you don't live under a rock, you've seen him work. In the fall, he works for Fox as an NFL insider. Right now, he's working with Bellator MMA to be an announcer for the up-and-coming, brightest superstar MMA fighting league in the world, which our boy Matt Matrione will soon win the heavyweight Grand Prix that they're having. He's a hilarious human. He owns a gym, Unbreakable Performance, in Los Angeles with Brian Urlacher, who now has hair. It looks weird. He is also a man who founded MVP, which is merging vets and players, doing a lot of great work with vets and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Glazer.
Pat, my brother, how are you, my friend? You know what? I'm exhausted listening to that.
Listen,
God, I just got worn out.
well, you've done a lot with your life. I mean, it's hard to get it all in there, Jay. You're a man about town. You do everything. You know everybody.
That's what happens when you got ADD. I got LMNOP. I'm beyond it.
I respect that a lot. Okay, let's kick off with how much good you're doing in the veteran world with your friendship with Nate Boyer. MVP, I've watched it grow from the beginning. What you're doing with your gym, Unbreakable Performance, it's just a beautiful thing, Jay, if you want to talk a little bit more about it.
Man, I appreciate it so much. It really is my passion. And it's kind of weird how it happened. For people who don't know, it's called MVP, Merging Vets and Players. We're taking former combat vets who really are looking for a new team for when their uniform comes off. And we're taking former NFL players who are looking for a team when their uniform comes off. And we're merging them together. And again, we're just giving these guys a whole new team to walk the walk together. You know, even if you're, no matter what, whatever level you get out of the military or football or fight team, and Pat, you know this, when you don't have that team, it's just, man, there's something just not there. And too many of these guys, they're getting led down the wrong road right now. Like, you know, whether you're, you know, we want all our war fighters to come back and not look at it like, oh, man, I'm different. We want them to look at themselves like, yeah, I'm different. Like, different, I'm not like the rest of you. And different is what leads to success. And same thing with our NFL players. There's so many guys who look at themselves like, oh, man, I used to play in the NFL. And I'm like, no, dude. You played in the friggin' NFL.
Yeah.
We did it. You did. Right? And, Pat, you playing in the NFL is not who you are. What is behind your ribcage that got you to beat out millions of people who played in the NFL? That is who the hell you are. And you know, too many of these guys look at it like, oh, my God, you know, I'm alone now. And I'm not. Hell no, you're not alone. You got a million people that are looking to kind of still be in your fraternity, whether it's, again, war fighters or cage fighters or you know, other NFL players. And we're just looking to show these guys, A, they're not alone. B, there's so much value you have. What got you to excel and to survive and those other things. Now let's use it in our next step of life.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. I appreciate everything you just said to me. First of all, my heart, a lot of people ask if it's just an empty place, but I appreciate the fact that you mentioned that, Jay. I want to ask you a question, though, because I got a chance to train.
I complete you, Pat.
I got a chance to see you work at a couple different gyms, both at Athletic Gains with Travell Gaines, and then now you have your own thing with Brian Urlacher at Unbreakable Performance. Were you a mixed martial arts person before you were an NFL insider, or how do these worlds combine?
No, it was the same time. So it's a pretty funny story. So I've always been, look, I started wrestling in 1982. I'm old as hell. I started boxing in 86, and then I got involved in MMA. I had like a coach of mine, and then Christian Montez was getting ready for his first MMA fight. I was training like Jeet Kune Do. I did all these different martial arts, and he's like, hey, I know you have a wrestling background. Can you help me with my takedowns? And I'm doing this, you know, this mixed martial arts sport. I'm like, and this is like 99 or 2000 or 2001, something along those lines, a long time ago. So, you know, I was helping out. I took him down, and he's like, all right, now you can punch me in the face. I'm like, well, hell, this is great. So I started training with him, and I started working him. His second fight, we were in a bar. His first fight, we took it. There was a fight, an illegal fight in Russian Mafia, Brooklyn.
Nice.
Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, which is where the Russian mob. And I went and cornered him there, and he was taking on the world taekwondo champion. This is like, oh God, again, guys, I don't know, 2002 or something like that. And it wasn't legal. And I remember I invited. So now at this time, here I am. I'm covering the NFL for New York One TV. I'm making $450 a year from them. I'm covering the Giants and the Jets. And I started with them in '93. I started covering the Giants in '93 for a defunct magazine that doesn't exist. And I'll kind of get back to that in a second there. Anyway, I go to corner this guy and I invite two of my buddies, Jumbo Elliott and Jason Fabini. And I'm like, you guys want to come to this cage fight thing? I'm kind of into it. And they're like, oh, yeah, that'd be cool. So they come. But the only reason I took them is because if we won the fight and we beat the Russian guy and they started shooting, True story, man. I told about it afterwards. That my guy tapped this dude out at, he caught him in an armbar pretty fast, popped the elbow, popped everything, and I'm like, dude, we are not showered. We were getting the hell out of here. So anyway, I got into it then, and then I had two fights myself in 03, 04, I think, and a couple tournaments, and I was at CBS at the time, and they were fine with it at CBS, and when I joined Fox, I'm not a very good fighter at all. In fact, I suck. So I'd come in pretty busted up a lot. And my first day at Fox, I just had this big tournament, and like my eye was shut, my foot was broke, and tooth was broke. And David Hill, who ran Fox, was like, "What the hell happened to you?" And I'm like, "I just, won this World Submission Fighting Championship." He's like, "I don't know what the hell that is, but you'll never friggin' do it again."
Your face is terrible, is what he just said to you. Yeah.
So my career kind of ended in 04, but the sport, it institutionalizes you, man. Like I said, it's like with our vets, you got to find something that makes you different. This, for me, calms down the roommates in my head. It makes them talk nice with each other, and kind of helps my brain. It makes me feel different. Like no matter what, you do this stuff. You step in a cage, even if it's, if you're just doing it as a hobby, if you're a civilian doing anything, it makes you different than the rest of the world because you're doing something. Find that thing that makes you feel like, I walk in a room and I'm not like everybody else. So that's why I've always been involved. But the sport was so taboo, let's say, for so many years. I was the one, it was really just me and Joe Rogan trying to preach it to the world from a mainstream, from a mainstream perspective.
Well, now you're doing the Joe Rogan thing, but for Bellator MMA, which is hot right now. By the way, really hot. Yeah. This Grand Prix is grabbing headlines all over the world. I'm really excited to kind of watch that go. Who's your favorite? Have you enjoyed your time with Bellator, and how is it going?
So Scott Coker and I was the first host of an MMA show in America when I did the Pride Fighting Championship.
No big deal. No big deal, by the way. That was a big swinging dick. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, are we allowed to curse on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, this changes.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you earlier. I thought you were going soft whenever you said that crap or something. I don't know what's going on, Jay.
Well, I heard you say swinging dick. I'm like, oh, this changes everything. Yeah. I did that, but then I did Elite FC and Strike Force, which is Strike Force with Scott Coker, who runs Bellator. And man, I've had this relationship with him for a long time. But again, a lot of these guys that I've been around forever were over there. Ryan Bader, when I met Bader, he was just getting ready for his first fight, I think, or just had his first fight. And I trained with those guys for a while out in Arizona, and I've known him since he was a pup. That whole team out there, and I hear he is this, heavyweight Grand Prix. Mitrione was Strahan's backup for the Giants. He was a guy who's, hey, Pat, he'd be deactivated. There was a game one time he was deactivated, and a bunch of the Giant linemen went down, and he walked over to Benny Marson, their D-line coach, during the game. He's like, Coach, I'm ready to go.
That's so weird.
Yeah, you're not dressed, you dumbass. Yeah, that's Mitrione by 100. That's the most Matt Mitrione story I've ever heard in my entire life.
So I love it. I love the That's the thing too. I love the relationships of this sport, man. Just like you love your teammates, right? I have what I consider my teammates here, and this whole sport, and a lot of these older guys that we've kind of done this together. When a long time you're trying to explain to people what you're doing, and they're like, "Cage fight? What do you do? Like, how do you tell some girl you're dating's dad? Like, oh yeah, I'm doing a cage fight. Like, shut up."
Well, hey, I got a question for you because it is getting a lot more mainstream, and I would say that when I went out to the fight in Los Angeles, there was celebrities everywhere. McVay was there. I'm assuming you were the connection for a lot of people coming. Wiz Khalifa was there, who looks like a monster right now. He's training at Unbreakable Performance. Is he getting ready for like a movie or something? What is he doing?
No. Here's the great thing about Unbreakable. We're trying to be like the Soho House of Training, if you will. Like just a place where it's like successful people from all walks of life come train together, and it's become this where we're becoming rappers' paradise somehow. I don't know how this happened.
I saw Diddy in there too.
And Snoop, Snoop is in there now, just totally working out. But all these guys are starting to realize health is wealth, and but the bigger part is they're training the physical part, but we really preach the mental health and the emotional part of it. And when as you become more successful, you become Mister, you become the boss, you become the bad guy, you become if you're not doing well, it's all because of this person, and you kind of lose that locker room again. So we're giving these guys a locker room like, we don't need anything from you except you're part of our fight team. You're part of our team. When again, you're part of a team. Like I said before, when the roommates in your head start barking too much, we're there to kind of calm them down, but your ass is here to calm mine down as well.
Wiz looks like a monster right now. He was literally.
So he's there constantly. He comes in. I think he's like 141 pounds when he came in. Again, we make it this community where no one wants to leave. Like Demi Lovato will sit back there and like write songs, and just come. It's incredible. And then, these celebs also, when we bring our veterans in, they all sit in on it. And so the MVP thing that we do, we train our vets and our athletes for about a half hour just to get that burn again, release the right stuff from your brain. And then we sit around these wrestling mats and we just talk about life. We talk about why we shouldn't kill ourselves, why we got to make that choice to put that pain on ourselves, how you can empower yourself, everything you could ever imagine that, you'd be afraid to talk to a guy, some professor with a bow tie on from Stanford who's sitting here trying to be a therapist. We're each other's therapists. It's peer-on-peer counseling. And they all sit in on it. Like we're building a really cool community. And as a result of that, a guy like Wiz could put on 40 pounds of muscle because he doesn't leave. And he does all our recovery, and he trains. And he is so committed. It's ridiculous.
Jay, that is a beautiful fucking thing, Jay. Like, I don't know how many people get soft with you and tell you that. Because obviously when you're on the television for football, you're just spilling inside secrets on everything.
Right.
But this is a beautiful thing you're doing, Jay. Beautiful.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Look, not everybody likes to work out, but everybody likes a community, right? Everybody wants a place where I kind of make it like Cheers. Like, as you walk in, everybody screams your name. Because our guys have so much stuff going on, and nowadays, I think finding inner happiness for people these days is harder on people. People look at like social media, like everybody's life is going so great, and they're comparing themselves. And hell, no, it ain't. It's just not how it is. So again, we're trying to build people. I guess the best thing I could say is whether it's MVP or our gym, we're trying to build people from the inside out.
It's false reality. That is what the social media and reality TV shows have done to people. It's a false reality where people are comparing themselves to this fake life. And it really has changed the game. All right, now let's get to some things before we got to let you go.
Wait, real quick. Like you guys, your players, like we're training players now. These fuckers come in and they all look at it like, man, I'm famous. I'm good. Fuck, famous is not the same as being great. They just don't care about being great anymore. They're famous, they're rich, because social media makes them all famous. So the work ethic, people keep asking, well, Tom Brady's going to retire. Tom Brady can probably go another 10 because his work ethic is old school. No one has old school. That's why Andrew Whitworth is doing so freaking great at 96 years old, whatever the hell he is, and, for the Rams. We talk about it all the time. He trains with us. He's like, shit, if I wanted to, I could just keep going because these guys coming in, they don't know how to work. They don't understand it. And they're like,
say it. They're soft. Say it.
No, they're soft inside. Yeah. They don't know it. They don't, but they think they know. And it's like, if you get an old school guy that, has his whole work ethic and doesn't really give a shit about the win or the loss. He just cares about the fight. They can go on forever and ever. And that's why the Breezes and the Brady's and the Whitworths are doing so well at an old age.
All right, so you are the insider. Everybody's chasing Jay Glazer when it comes to NFL information because of your friendships you've built up over the years. You never ruin anybody's life by dispelling your sources, all these things. You've managed to maintain a clean reputation, too, with being an insider, which is a dirty game, by the way. It's a dirty, dirty game.
And as a human being, I'm completely filthy, so that's rude.
Disgusting, despicable human. What are some things that are going to happen this year that are going to surprise people? Like, what are some rumblings you're hearing in the NFL that are like, holy hell, if that happens, it'll be crazy?
That's shit. I don't.
Where's Dez going?
Yeah, what's Dez Bryant going to do? Is he going to the Patriots? What's in Julian Edelman's piss test? What? Like, there's so many questions I got.
I want to know what that is also. I'll be honest with you. That was a crazy one, too. But, like that. You're talking like the piss test. Like, we don't know what's in it. In order, at least it used to be like this, in order for you to test for something, they have to have the drug itself. And that's where, like, a lot of these things used to go, the clears and the Balco stuff, they're ahead of it. You have to have the molecular compound in order to test.
Yeah, they have to know what the drug is that they're testing for before they can test for something.
And that's why the drug makes, that's why the drug makers are like 10 years ahead.
Yeah.
You got to know what the hell you're looking for and find it. And they can just kind of change one little molecular chain. But that was definitely an interesting one there. As far as Dez, here's the thing. And I think this goes for a lot of people. The NFL is a place where they're gonna judge your skill versus the circus. And that happens when you've seen a lot of guys still have skill and they can't get a job anymore because they're looking at like circus up here, skill down here. And people are looking at, look, there's no, here's the other thing I really want to point out. People are looking at like, well, if this guy was this, white guys and black guys, well, this guy'd have a job, but that guy wouldn't have a job. Well, there's no racism inside a locker room in the NFL. The NFL locker room is a beautiful thing.
True.
It's the only place you'll have a big, fat, white, racist lineman being the best man at a young black thug guy's wedding.
Yep.
Right? They care. There's one color they give a shit about in there, and that's silver. That's the ring. That's it.
That's what I've always said. I've smoked a blunt with a guy from Compton, and I've drank wine with a guy who grew up with his dad being the number one pick in the NFL draft. It's like it's a wild world in there. It's a melting pot everywhere. But it's risk assessment. You're saying?
Yeah, but if the rest of the world acted like a damn locker room, we would all be freaking good. Nobody would be getting mad at everything. There wouldn't be a bunch of gates. Everything wouldn't be a this gate or that gate. And it's when you get outside the locker room, we kind of have some problems and people take shit too seriously. But a guy like Dez, you got to look at him and go, okay, what's the risk reward? What's his circus? What's his skill? They look at him like, okay, he's still a bona fide receiver, but is it worth bringing the huge risk the circus that comes with a guy who still thinks he's your absolute number one receiver, best receiver in the league? And, you see guys, look at a guy, you look at, like I'm saying, circus, like Ndamukong Suh, a guy like this, with that kind of, talent, you think 32 teams would be dying to jump all over to get him. And he was 3, and it's just because, okay, what's the risk reward in our locker room?
So where the fuck's he going, Jay? Jay, where's he going?
I don't know where the hell Ded's going. I mean, I think him turning down the Baltimore thing was a tough one.
Yeah, okay. So what about T.O.? How do you feel about T.O.? Do you think this is a publicity move, or do you think he's going to end up at the Hall of Fame thing? What do you think with that?
Dude, you know T.O. I know T.O. We've been around T.O. for a long time.
Yep.
T.O.'s a very sensitive guy. I don't agree with this at all. I think it's disrespectful to his fellow Hall of Fame.
I agree with that, by the way.
Again, it's this fraternity. You gotta respect your fraternity brothers. And, I think, T.O. in 20 years from now look back and go, oh, dude, what'd you do? Like, we were angry at the time. What did we do here? And that's what I'm hoping he really reconsider. I don't do stuff. I don't get as angry as the rest of the world because, fuck, we're just in sports. Who gives a shit? It's not the Middle East, right? We're not covering politics. We're not,
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God is right.
Yeah.
And, it's just sports. When people get this angry about stuff, I'm like, dude, are you shitting me? Do you get this mad when your kid comes over to DN his report card? No. So let's not get as angry at some guy's decision that, oh, he's not going to go. Well, hell, he wants to do something stupid. That's on him.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Jay, we appreciate the hell out of you, man. Keep doing amazing things in that unbreakable
Brother,
gym.
I love you. I appreciate it. Hey, for people out there, please go to vetsandplayers.org. I'm trying to make this where we're in every city for veterans and players, and we kind of, everybody out there, whether you played football or you've been in war, anything, appreciate your friggin' scars. Be proud of your scars, man. Walk proud. Know every scar makes you different than everybody else.
God, Jay, you're doing the Lord's work here, Jay. Good work. And I'm coming out to L.A. I'm going to walk in that gym. I'm going to hang clean every weight you got in there, and I'm going to walk out.
Other than done. Who loves you, buddy?
Hey, you're the man, Jay. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Glazer. Good work, dude. He's doing good stuff in there.
Great stuff.
That's awesome.
That's good. That's great work out of Jay Glazer. Dude seems to be LinkedIn everywhere. He just dropped like 45 names right there. Wiz Khalifa, Demi Lovato, Keep It Moving. Don't worry about it. She's writing songs in the back. Wiz Khalifa's becoming Karate Kid. Karate Kid up in the front. I work for the Giants. I did this. I did that. And he's doing beautiful things for the military.
Yeah, and I think he's just such a lovable person, it seems, that people love to help him out.
It seems as if he's just nice to people. So he
Yeah.
doesn't like burn bridges. You know what I mean? He doesn't
Yeah.
like stab people in the back. He seems to be a good guy. But I enjoyed that conversation a lot. I learned a lot. That MVP thing is beautiful.
He seems like the type of guy you meet him one time, and for some reason he remembers your name when you see him like one more time, like 8 months later.
Oh, yeah. Good memory.
Those people always fucking impress me. Yeah, I am horrible with names.
Yeah, see, I don't think you are though. I think you could be good with games if you or good with names if you just cared.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's about
That is a
caring.
big piece of it.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's it too.
It's a big part of it. Like I remember names pretty well, but it's just like because I care to remember them. So when somebody tells me their name, it's like, okay, let me actually take a minute here to try and remember this human's name because if I say their name later, they're gonna appreciate it.
You're right.
You know what I mean? You just
true.
don't care. Diggs,
Nah, I don't think-
Diggs with an S, he used to care.
Yeah.
Diggs with a Z, Diggs with a Z, don't care. That's what we're learning here.
My handle is with a Z. My name is still with an S.
Oh, so you're catfishing people.
I can be either Diggs at any time.
Multiple identities,
Yeah.
which you want to protect.
Yes.
Because with all this news lately about hacks and data breaches, it's hard for me not to worry about my digital privacy
Yeah,
digs,
obviously.
The
I know.
fuck
as
are
you should as well. So no matter what you do online, your mobile carrier and internet service provider are tracking it all. Comcast, Verizon, Time Warner, the list goes on. Companies like these have a record of every single thing you do, DIGS or DIGZ. Every website you visit, every email you send.
talking about?
It's ridiculous, Pat.
Protect your info, Pat.
So that's why I decided to take my privacy back. Diggs obviously needs to think about doing the same with his by using ExpressVPN.
Oh, this is an ad read. Oh my God! I thought that was just standard nerd talk out of you. Like I thought you were going up on a high horse and yelling at our Diggs friend here. And no, it was an ad read.
I mean, as much as he deserves it, no, we didn't even get to the nerdy stuff yet, so hang with me here.
okay, let's do
You
it.
thought Nick was just like, oh, finally somebody's talking about identity theft.
Yes, you got to remember
This is my jam.
he's got a master's in this thing. So I honestly believe that he was just like poking fun at Diggs for being a dummy. And I was respecting and appreciating, but no, we're dropping real knowledge here.
I mean,
said
to be
nay.
honest, I forgot most of the stuff I learned by now, and the master's is just in debt at this point.
It's a good piece of paper, though, isn't
Yep.
it? It's one of the best pieces of paper.
Paid a lot for that piece of paper.
It's a good
thick.
piece of paper.
It's not just white, 8x11.
No.
But let's talk about something
Okay,
that
why
you don't
don't
have
we-
to pay a lot for.
Why
that
don't
will
we
benefit
hold on?
you.
I like that a lot, and I appreciate this company protecting our digital footprint, if you will.
Well said.
Thank you. Why don't we have your master's thing like right behind you in this studio? Why is that not happening?
We hang
in my
all our
room?
diplomas in here?
Oh, is that a joke at me not having one?
Oh,
Yikes.
Yikes.
I don't have one either, Pat. so-
Oh, is that after us? Diggs with a Z. That's Diggs with a Z if I've ever heard it in my entire life.
Yeah.
Just sawing down my further education
I
system.
forgot.
Anyways, let's get back to the digital.
Maybe just put one of your rings on the desk.
I got 5 of them. I got 5 rings. None of them are Super Bowl rings, though, so you can't wear it.
Fucking Breeze.
It's a real shame. Drew Brees and that stupid baby. That baby's going to live up in a wild world on the internet, though, isn't it? What should he do to protect himself?
That baby should think about using ExpressVPN because internet data is encrypted and that baby's IP address would be hidden. ExpressVPN costs less than $7 a month. It's rated the #1 VPN service by TechRadar and dozens of expert reviewers. ExpressVPN has easy-to-use apps that run seamlessly in the background of the computer, phone, tablet, whatever you're using. Turn on ExpressVPN protection. Only takes one click. What's easier than that?
Nothing.
I don't think anything is.
I love that.
No matter what you do online, whether you have something to hide, Todd, or you think that you don't, Zito, ExpressVPN is for you. If you're on unsecure Wi-Fi and you want to keep hackers and spies from seeing your data, ExpressVPN is for you. And if you don't want providers like Verizon recording your entire online history and then selling it to the whole world, ExpressVPN is for you. So take back your internet privacy today. Find out how you can get 3 months free. Go to expressvpn.com/Pat. That's EXPRESSVPN.com/Pat for 3 months free with 1 year package. Every day you use the internet without ExpressVPN, you're putting sensitive information at risk. Don't put it off. Protect your online data with ExpressVPN today.
We're doing that here, right?
Of course.
Yes. Whenever you set this up, we did this. Thanks. Big shout out to ExpressVPN for keeping us on track. Let's get back to the fucking show. A lot is happening in the world. 2026, U.S.,
Yeah, buddy.
Canada, and Mexico will probably host the World Cup.
No, they are.
Yeah.
What they are.
Oh, so they won.
Yeah.
Joint bid.
Bro, it's a 6-hour drive from here to Pennsylvania. Like, what are we? We're talking Mexico, Canada, and U.S.
So
A hemisphere is hosting?
Yeah. We just
How does
bumped
that
it up.
even work?
the U.S. is hosting 60 out of the 80 games. Canada and Mexico are each getting 10 games.
How do Canada and Mexico feel
USA.
about that?
Well, the reason that the U.S. won the bid over Morocco pretty much was because the U.S. already has stadiums in place. Morocco would have had to build 12 stadiums.
But if FIFA was old FIFA still, Morocco would still be able to dump oil money into the pockets and get the World Cup for sure.
FIFA will make $11 billion with the U.S. and Mexico and Canada. They would only make $5 billion if Morocco hosted it. So if they're still just worried about money, this was the play.
Is it going to be West Coast or is it all around America?
It's all over. It's all over America.
Is there a weird rule, like
pretty
what
dope.
kind of stadium they have to play in, like grass-wise and stuff like that?
they're all
Turf.
grass. They're
I
all
would assume
grass,
it has
yeah.
to be grass. I would assume just
So
for
no turf at all for soccer?
yeah, but I would assume it's grass.
Yeah.
Just strictly because of health and all that shit.
Like the rumored championship game is they're talking about MetLife
Oh.
in New York.
What time of year is this? June. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
June, July. Ah, that'd be awesome.
Like Patriot Stadium. I guarantee the new Ram Stadium will have games.
Jim Irsay needs to get his ass in here and try to figure out to get one here in
Get a
Lucas
grass
Oil.
field.
Soldier Field had it last time it was
Yeah.
in U.S., right?
Yeah, but you can wheel in one of them. The University of Phoenix Stadium's field literally takes a walk outside and then comes back inside to get sun.
They're also 2026 is the first time that it's going to be 48 teams. They're adding 16 teams starting in 2026.
Really?
So that's why there's all those games, and that's why I think maybe it might be like multiple nations now instead of just one nation.
Oh, they're trying to make it bigger, the
Yeah,
World Cup,
yeah.
because America isn't in it. They're like, oh, we got to make this a bigger tourney. We can't be having the fucking United States not in this. We can't have Italy not in this. Even if they suck, we need to have them in here just at some point. I think it's a good idea. I enjoy
I
that.
think it's going to be awesome.
I want to go to the. I want to go to at least a couple of those games if they're here in America. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I guarantee one's going to be at Soldier Field at least.
Heinz
There's
Field.
always soccer.
Heinz Field gonna have one.
I don't know if Pittsburgh's a big enough draw for a soccer city. Just being honest. Like Houston will have it, fucking New England,
If Italy is
Maryland,
playing,
Baltimore will probably.
So if they can figure out a way to have Italy play Ireland in Pittsburgh, there would be wars there. That'd be a better atmosphere than anywhere in Europe.
Would that be worse than a Kenny Chesney concert?
maybe, yeah, because people would be fighting.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be trash though. I think it'd be humans getting tossed.
Bodies.
Yeah. If they could have Italy versus Ireland in Boston and then have them come do it in Pittsburgh and then just have them play numerous times, it would be like the little old school mafia wars. It would be great. It would be a great little run.
College stadiums would probably get them. I know they played a huge game at the Big House a few years against like Real and Man U, and they sold like 110,000. So I assume all the stadiums, all
So
the big stadiums are
SEC then. Because
Yeah.
that's grass. That's where the grass is down in the SEC. So I assume the SEC hits a home run in June. That's going to be hot as balls.
Yeah, it
down
will. Well, it's not going to be as hot as Qatar or Qatar, however the fuck you want to say it.
Yeah, but that's a dry heat.
I don't know how Qatar is pronounced Qatar. In what any language. I don't know how.
I saw Dubai is actually pronounced Dubai.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Like the
that's,
toilet?
that's because
Yeah.
the people that are going there shop at Target too.
Bidet.
You know what I
Bidet?
mean?
Bidet.
Yeah, guys, you
Do
get
they?
it.
I love a bidet.
me talking.
But by the way, a nice butthole fresh. I like a little bidet. Portable bidets are great.
They announced the cities.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it says, this is a confusing tweet though. It says 16 host cities, 23 to select from. And then it has a map of every city potentially. You want to
It's
go
like
through some
Blue
of them?
Apron. They got like 14 recipes, but you could pick 4 or 5 or 6. The whole thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Canada has Edmonton, Montreal, and Toronto.
Okay, hold on. Speaking of Canada, the voice of Canada, Gumpy is joining us.
right. He'll be
Gumpy,
pumped.
what's up, buddy?
Cuzzy.
Cuzzo, you guys are getting a World Cup because of us. Are you thanking us now or later?
We're joining forces. We should do
You got to be excited about this. You love soccer.
It's the only way we could ever make the World Cup, man. We're awful.
Well, and I think us too, by the way, just for now, granted, Dick said our young team is an incredible batch. So our next team might be really good 4 years from now. But I'm excited to see Canada. You guys seem to have a great time up there. I couldn't even fathom what it's going to be like.
Dude, Montreal is insane. My buddy lives there. It's unreal out there, man. That's the one place I'd say to go if you had a chance to go to Canada.
I don't know. After watching that Biz Nasty does BC thing,
Yeah, Vancouver's nice, but like the nightlife in Montreal is pretty good, man. And they got the Montreal Grand Prix out there. It's nuts.
By nightlife, you mean strip clubs, right?
No comment.
you Canadians love your adult ballets up there. Love, and that's just me saying from Niagara Falls, strictly.
Well, don't they? In the States, they got to keep something on, don't they?
Every state has a different rule.
No. Pennsylvania's everything off. We're good there.
Everything. Every state has a different rule.
Yeah.
I think Utah, they got to be like have a T-shirt on.
Really?
I think
That's hysterical, actually.
I think there's like you have to have like a bikini. It's like a bikini or something. I only know that because
They
Austin.
gotta have a collar on.
Okay, so Edmonton seems to be the closest to you.
Yeah, my buddy lives out there. I'd go to Montreal.
You can go to
I got a
Seattle.
good friend in Montreal too.
What is that though? That's like a fucking 7-hour flight. You to Montreal is like a 7-hour flight, isn't it, Gumpy?
Yeah, it's basically like coming to see you guys. It's worth it though, man. It's unreal.
Canada's soccer team's terrible, huh?
Dude, we are awful.
Have they ever made it?
1986, only time.
Stat machine. So why?
And one of the guys that was on the team was my coach. Like years later.
Why are they so bad?
I honestly have no idea. We just can't develop talent, and everything's just all the money's put into hockey. But the women's soccer team's good. Our women are good. Our men are just terrible, man.
Well, at WVU when I was there, we had 3 women who were on the Canadian national team that were also on the WVU soccer team. And they were much better than the other girls that were on the team. They were much better than the other girls. Because every hockey and soccer seem to go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. All the hockey players warm up playing soccer, and it's a very similar sport if you kind of like can put the mentality together. So you would think Canada would be good at it. Maybe.
I think.
Yep.
I think we don't know how to develop the game. Like, and I think what's happened is even like with you guys not making it, like you see these other teams, like they're so soccer minded, and like we just like run and like kick the ball. You know, like we don't have the way the other teams can keep the ball. Yeah, we don't have that. And they don't build that up either. They just want people who are fast and can run, just athletes, right?
Yeah, that's like the Raiders and how Grigson builds a team. Shout out Seattle Seahawks giving him a job.
Grigson and Carroll together is the greatest thing ever.
What is that?
I hate Pete Carroll.
You hate Pete Carroll?
And what he did to USC, I hate it.
By the way, Seattle is. How close are you to Seattle? Pretty close.
I hate the Seahawks.
No, but how about Seattle in general? Because that's gonna. I think they're gonna host a World Cup game.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's close, man. And you take the Clipper, it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Well, do they serve drinks on the Clipper?
Oh, yeah.
Comes a little bit of a runaway.
3-hour pregame.
Comes out a little bit of a runaway up there, half in the back there.
You get a little wobbly by the time you're done.
Hey, okay, so this is what's going to happen. If Seattle hosts a game that's anywhere near worth a shit, in 2026. It's a long time. If you and I still know each other, I'm coming up there. I'm hopping on the Clipper. You call that spoon goon. Let's have a little bit of a runaway, and let's make the voyage, the Mecca, the pilgrimage to Seattle together.
You got it, pal. Or we can do even Montreal. We do Montreal too, man.
It's so far away from me and from you.
It's not that far. It's on the East Coast. It's got to be close to you.
It's up by Maine, bro. It's up by Maine up there. Maine might as well be fucking Alaska, dude. It's way up there.
Toronto's the spot.
I've never been to Toronto, actually.
Looks much closer to us.
I'll tell you what. Pusha T tried to murder a guy from there just a couple weeks ago, and I think the whole city might be in mourning right now. But that could be a good time.
Dude, that Gaudy doc was unreal, man. I loved that.
It was pretty cool, wasn't it? Listen, I didn't know the son was that big of a gangster, by the way. He just got thrown into the job, by the way.
He was a mutt, too.
What do you think of Staircase?
Man. I haven't watched it yet.
Did you listen to us yesterday? We told the whole story, basically.
No, I had to skip the first hour.
All right, we got to go to a break, Guppy. Go to hell, all right?
Hey, good luck this weekend, Paul.
Hey, thank you, man. I still got a little bit of a fucking gut because even though I juice cleansed for 4 days, I didn't take it serious enough for longer before that. So I got I had to change my costume a little bit, but I feel good about it.
Oh, yeah?
I feel good about how I'll look, Gumpy.
You'll get another shot anyways, man. You just keep looking better every time.
Yeah, well, the hair. We're worried about the hair, too. We only got a few days left here to figure this whole thing out, so we're in a bad spot.
You're close.
I'm close.
Gotta go back to New York for a cut.
I know. Gumpy, we appreciate you, buddy. Congrats to you Canadians.
Okay, boys. Have a good one.
See you, man. Sometimes your brain can get a little off track, and there's a couple guys who are full-blown idiots, but they're on to something special here. Joining us now, this dude is a mastermind when it comes to the physical fitness world. He has a podcast called Biz and Biceps, which is Business and Biceps podcast with himself, a guy named John Fosco, and Maurice Claret. He's from Columbus, Ohio. He's done big things in the fitness world in the past, and it sounds like he has an alternative to Adderall, which is a genius idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Gregory.
Let's fucking go.
What are you doing, Corey?
I'm sitting here with Fosco trying to get a hold of your ass. What are you doing?
Okay, so what's going on? By the way, Biz and Biceps, the podcast is doing very well. I watch it climb the charts. I follow along with you guys on social media. I was a guest on the show one time. I'm happy for all the success you guys are having over there in the podcast world.
Well, being on the top 10 is tough, Pat, but we're pretty happy to be there, and it's because we have cartoon figures of ourselves now. And Maurice Claret looks amazing as a cartoon. I think him and John Foster, 5 o'clock. Hey, for real though, me and John had put together the logo. John's 5 o'clock shadow and shades is unbelievable. Maurice says my head is not going to fit in that circle that you guys are trying to make. Like he's like, there's no way my noggin's fitting in that. But I'll tell you what, it's been amazing, and all the success to you too, buddy. We've we're friends of the show. We like to think of, so it's pretty cool to watch your success also, bro.
You absolutely are, and I follow along with everything that you do, from in your backyard to your 4 a.m. lifts. Your abs have somehow grown more abs in this whole process, Corey. You look incredible right now.
Thanks, brother. Hey, lead by example, and same thing. Like that's part of why we wanted to reach out to you. We think that we have a great alternative to a problem that's out there in the streets, man, with these kids in college and young professionals. And John can speak to this, so I'm gonna throw it to him.
Well, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's a problem because Adderall is an amazing thing, but listen, it's the performance enhancing drug for professionals. Mm-hmm. And in all seriousness, because we develop sports supplements and nutritional supplements, we figured why not develop something that was a cognitive enhancer that could essentially, take fucking the Adderall out of all these kids' hands and give them something that's natural. And we tested the shit out of this product. It's called Brain Boss, and it will make your fucking brain a boss. and you can't get away.
By the way, how long? Hold on. I got a question. I got questions, John. So you guys had like a dry erase board, a little brainstorming session. Like, what should we call this thing? And there were so many other things. And then somebody was like, I just want my brain to be like a boss. Like, I want a brain like a boss. How about brain boss? Is that how it worked?
Pat, absolutely not. You couldn't be more wrong. Pat, you're way off. The way it came up is me and Corey were talking, and I was like, bro, brain boss. Corey's like, brain boss. And then we got the trademark search, and it was cleared. So it was one shot, Pat, one shot and done.
I respect that. That's a good brain. I would like a brain like that. Okay, so it looks like it's a 5-hour energy type shot. We're looking it up right now.
No. It hasn't
hit the market.
You're the first person I told about it, Pat, and you just put it on the air.
Hey, look, we Googled it right now.
Wow.
We literally just saw the bottle here. It says nutrient-rich energy fused for brain health support. Amino acids, herbs, zero sugar, nutrient-dense, citrus flavor.
Somebody's putting your bottle out
dietary supplement, and then it has like a power button.
Hey, they're not the one that owns the mark.
Oh, okay. So that isn't your company right there.
No, it's not. So Max
because it looks stupid.
It looked bad, by the way. I want to let you know. I'm happy that it's not yours. That one looked bad. All right. So what do you guys have?
So basically, ours is in pill form, similar to the alternative, and it'll come out probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And the reason why I was texting you is because, one, I didn't think you were going to put me on the air, but fucking I was calling you because I want to send you some and have you guys really check it out, and let's talk about it.
Is it crushable?
Jesus. Do you take it orally or up your nose?
Okay, so send us all the bosses of brains because we need better brains in this fucking building anyways. I would be very thankful for that. I would love to be a part of the test market for you, for sure.
No, exactly. That's what you're the first one that came to mind. I've been seeing your Instagram also. I'm following you. So I was like, you know what? I think Pat McAfee needs some of this.
Okay, how much are you going to sell them for? Have you gotten that far into it? How much are you going to sell them for? What is it? Are you going to get it over the counter at a GNC? Is it going to be online? How are you going to go about doing this?
Valuation.
Pat, you should know this by now. Everything we do is direct at Max Effort Muscle. Every product is $35. Everything. You should know this shit by now. We've sent you enough shit. $35.
Hey, I actually said that, by the way, before you guys got on the air. I said, these guys were sending me a lot of stuff. It all tasted so good. I wasn't working out at all, but it made me feel good. They're good at making products. I said that to the lead up. So I do appreciate everything you've sent me, for sure.
Oh, no problem, man. We'll get some out to you soon. And I got to ask you quick questions off base, though.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to go back out and do the game day shit again, Pat? Because I got to tell you, that shit was pretty fun to watch.
Well, it got canceled by Facebook, to be honest. It got canceled.
Oh, shit, I didn't mean to.
No. It's actually good content. So we did a whole show that had no sound. So it was actually, we did 30 minutes of a show with no sound. And the original schedule was to do 6 shows, and then Facebook would either re-up it or not. Mm-hmm. And they took the latter there and chose not to, which was good because I would end up dying by the end of the fall. I was chugging like 30 beers a day out there. I was dying, Corey. But I seen you chug some Guinness the other day. Very impressive, Corey.
I heard that. I know before we got on, John, who was the loser of that chug contest, he said that you liked the video. So thanks. Because I chugged a Guinness over top of a Mick Ultra.
Putin was involved in my can. I'm looking into the fucking Kremlin right now.
I will say this: you two, for how dumb you two are, have such an incredible business going on right now. It's fun to watch because whenever you sent me Max, the bag of things from Max Effort Muscle, the supplements tasted great. The protein bar or the power bars, you guys should be pushing that a lot harder. Those things tasted.
Pat, this is 1986. They're not power bars, bro. They're fucking protein bars, dude.
Yeah, you get it, cuz you get it. Those things, you should be promoting those. Those are some of the best tasting things I've ever put in my mouth, and I put a lot of things in his mouth.
Whoa. No, the Max Crispy Treat do taste really well. They're actually sold out because they've sold so well. They're in production right now. So we'll definitely get you some more back out of those. And you were kind of my idol when you were doing game day, so I'm a little upset that it's canceled, but it's all good.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Good luck. Biz and Biceps
I got a question real quick.
Hold on, Dig's got a question. Probably about
Corey,
the Adderall if I do
Corey,
this.
yeah, the Brain Boss. Yeah. Is it stem free? I got a weak heart. Is it stem free?
It is. It is stem free.
All right, let's fucking go.
So how's it work? How does it work if it's stem free?
It's magic, basically.
No, it has nothing to do with caffeine. It's a nootropic, which is basically straight cognitive enhancement. So it's not jittery bullshit with caffeine. It laser focuses you like Adderall.
All right, we'll take 30.
You're on.
What was the whole testing phase?
Monkeys? Mice? Human?
Humans and Fosco. It's like a Fosco-ism. I think that's the thing.
Test it on
So
yourself.
basically, we'll get you some out real soon, and then we'll talk some other stuff here business-wise. I think it could be real cool.
How's the process go, though? Like, how's the process go whenever you're trying to create something like this? Because it does have to get tested, I assume. And you have a bunch of guys that work with you at that old school gym that you show up at 4 a.m. and fucking squat 700 pounds at 4:15 a.m. while I'm just taking my second leak of the night. Do you try it on them? Like, how does that work? Like, how many takes did it get to this point and things like that, this product?
So the process takes we do a bunch of research with the science team. We go through and see, what things have been done in the past, what could be improved on, things that we know we want to improve on from just categories. And then it goes into, once it's approved by the science team at the manufacturer, it goes through a testing, like I call it an application, which is, real world guys. And so what I like about old school, or in this case, this is The Office. If you're not fucking focused, then you didn't get it fucking right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it really comes down to going, eating, taking it with food, without food, the 2 pills, 3 pills, the cat. Like, we really go through the process. So just like in the gym, when I'm creating a pre-workout, if I'm not fucking focused and smoking weights, then fucking I need to go back to the drawing board. So the application... application.
I stay smoking weight.
And as
Banging and banging.
Bro, I love smoking weights, guys. I took down an LBJ yesterday, a 1 pound joint yesterday.
Once the research completed, it hits the market. What's the business model from then? What do you do? You sponsor like a popular comedy sports podcast, maybe a gym area within a studio of said podcast. How do you get the word out?
Yeah, we reached out to Pat like Corey did. And then we say, Pat, your rates are way fucking too high.
I agree, by the way. I agree. But companies pay it, so it's perfectly right.
Okay.
Hey, we are business biceps. John has amazing negotiation strategies that you can learn about on our podcast.
All right. Well, John, I assume your brain's too good. You don't need the brain boss, but I'm excited that you guys are putting out something that can make us as smart as you, as focused as you, without all the side effects of Adderall, by the way. This is actually a pretty cool thing you're creating. I can't wait to try it.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Pat.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See you guys. What a hilarious group there. Those two are idiots, by the way. Geniuses, but idiots.
That's why
I
we
heard
all
this
get
story
along.
before. Bruce Banner did the same thing, and you saw what happened to him. So that's all I got to say for that.
That's
Who?
Hulk. That's Hulk, Pat.
The Hulk, yeah. They tried their own stuff. And
If
he's
this
not-
makes me the Hulk, I'm all in. I couldn't be more all in. I am all in. Those dudes are good dudes, though.
Tell you what, Corey Gregory,
Yep.
fucking shredded.
Shredded.
Great head of hair as well.
And it, yes, absolutely. Have a great get. Not like you and Zito and Connor. You guys have terrible hair, and I think we've all come to realize that. And Nick somehow keeps skirting by whenever we're.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about. My hair is fine.
Are you sure? A lot of fingers were just pointed at you in this studio.
Hey, it's jealousy.
By Zito?
Yeah. Why do you think he wears a hat every day?
For good reason. I mean, it's for good reason.
I have a weird top of my head, so I just hide it.
Tell you what, Corey Gregory, great head of hair.
You want to do a retake?
You know who doesn't?
Who's that?
Fucking Zito.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that a lot.
And
He should be used in Hims. You ever heard of Hims, Zito?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. It's a wellness brand for men. You know what
Oh.
the problem is?
what's
that?
the problem?
66% of men lose their hair by age 35.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Todd, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
made it.
I made it through.
That's a lot of numbers there, by the way. 66%.
66%.
So that means 66 out of 100. So there's another number. And then the age of 35, that's a lot of years, which are 365 days. which
Midlife
is-
crisis time.
Yeah, that it is, isn't it? Yeah.
I have
It's
a love-hate.
sabermetrics.
Sabermetrics.
I have a love-hate for stats.
War.
Science.
You know what the thing is, though,
Well,
Zito?
sometimes you're in the majority, though, like in this case, A lot of the case, you're an anomaly. I think in a lot of situations, you are an
I
anomaly.
think I've been a minority for most of everything. I'm not
Like-
a big
like
The
majority.
Cuban out of that. So let's just talk about you being an anomaly of a human, which is a one of a kind, not even the minority. But in this particular case, you are in the majority, so you should feel good. You too, Diggs, and you, Nick, and Winchester Connor upstairs, who is yet to have a job here with his gaming ability.
Here's the problem, though.
Yep.
When you start to notice hair loss, it's too late.
Oh, we're too far gone.
So for us, it's almost too late.
Almost.
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 But luckily, we caught it in time.
Yeah, you did. With what?
forhims.com.
Wow.
Is that hairline slowly starting to move backwards? Any
Nick?
bald spot yet? Bald spots yet?
Nick?
How will you feel a year from now if it's a business as usual up there?
I wanted to ask you a hockey question, but he was just asking something. That's
okay,
why I'm saying
yeah.
the name.
Hockey season's done.
Is it still a thing?
Not a thing.
Oh.
I
The
ask you,
baldness is.
do you want a bald spot to pop up, or do you want to do something about it first, Zito? Do you want your hairline to recede, or do you want to do something about it first?
Nick did not deserve that.
Why
Right in the
do
middle of
guys
the
turn to
advert.
weird solutions or do nothing
Fucking
when they
guy's
can
got
turn
thinner hair than me.
to medicine and science? He's older than 35.
I really want my hair to succeed,
Here's
not
the
recede.
solution. forhims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men.
Wow.
Thanks to science, heard of it?
Yep. Love
it.
Baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Not some witch doctor, okay, Todd?
Okay.
I spoke to a witch doctor. He told me what to do.
Well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help keep your hair. No snake pills?
Nope.
Nope.
Or oil pills.
Well, oh, snake oil.
You don't ever have to go to a gas station and walk inside and get gas station counter supplements.
Nope.
It's prescription solutions backed by science. Ain't no waiting room.
Wow.
Ain't no awkward doctor visits.
Nope. Those are
You
weird.
save hours by going to forhims.com. It's so easy.
I love it.
You answer a few questions, doctor will view, and can prescribe you whatever you need. Products are shipped directly to your door.
Very thankful.
They've
for
been shipped to my door. They send you a prescription. They send you gummies, which are very nice, like a one-a-day.
Really?
Gummy. Oh, yeah. Very good. They taste very good.
that. Okay.
One time I almost OD'd on them. There's too many gummies. You shouldn't eat that many.
Yeah. Don't get the nummy gummies either.
And then you get a shampoo, and then you also get like some fucking some topical thing you spray the hair. It's great.
Nice. I have noticed over the recent weeks that your hair is starting to look better.
Yeah.
You put that free throw shooting video up on the internet.
Oh, good.
Not a great look, but it's getting better and better. And I'm thankful for you saving your hair.
Thank you. My hair is thankful for me saving my hair.
I've heard it say that.
I went on many rescue missions with forhims.com. Order now. Past listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last.
That's it.
It's so close to no dollars.
If you want, you go to the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/Pat. That's forhims.com/Pat. forhims.com/Pat.
Very thankful for forhims.com/Pat. Go ahead and save your hair. And also sexual wellness and skincare. People forget. Corey Gregory with that brain pill is a good idea, by the way. Comcast offered $65 billion in cash for most of 21st Century Fox, which is setting the stage for a bidding war with Disney, who's trying to buy everything. $65 billion. That's unbelievable.
cash?
In cash.
Wait. Who did that?
Comcast.
How do
Oh,
you
wait.
even
So this is
transport
completely
that?
different than.
So this AT&T and Time Warner
For
thing for
85
$85 billion is different than that. There's a lot of money getting tossed around right now.
And it's like fun coupons to them. They're only doing this to like filter. They only want to do fiber. That's like the long cause for everything.
So
all
Comcast,
these companies. Yeah.
yes.
So they're all fighting to get to the fiber. So
Oh,
like them
because
buying
of,
DirecTV, Time Warner, that's just the meantime before the
It's
fiber
because
gets there.
of net neutrality.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. But this Comcast thing with 21st Century Fox was all to.
I didn't even know there was
talk
150
Disney.
billion on Earth.
No, this is cash, they said. This is just a straight cash offer. In two briefcases,
What are
I'd
they
assume.
fucking?
I'd assume it's two big briefcases.
What do they rob the Federal Reserve?
They got George Young carrying them out of the airport.
That's where they print money.
Seriously, how do you transport 65 million? in
Venmo,
cash?
Venmo.
Fucking tanker ships.
Yeah, I don't even know how Comcast. This is the New York Times reporting it, so it might be real for real. Comcast offered $65 billion in cash for most of, not all, So 21st Century Fox is still sitting there with some after receiving a $65 billion briefcase or two. And it's setting the stage for a bidding war with Disney, who is attempting to own everything, that's what they're trying to do.
Which their evaluation was like $150 billion as well, because they're the same as Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Disney.
Holy shit.
We had that article last week of Disney.
I really hope Comcast doesn't get this.
Why?
They're the worst.
It can't be worse than DirecTV.
They're pretty bad.
Comcast is getting better though. They're like I'm proud of what they're doing.
Well, they're about to dump $65 billion. They're about to get a lot worse. They're about to have not a lot of cash flow. What are they going to do?
They have a lot of cash.
Well, no shit. They got $65 billion in cash. Zito.
Yeah, this stuff isn't good. Like when these big
Conglomerates?
giant companies buy up these other ones, and then we're stuck with one or two options.
Yeah,
we lose.
Well, that's kind of what's happening with the TV world right now, right? There's
Yes.
like 3 owners of all the media networks.
I played this game as a child. It's not fun.
Monopoly.
Yeah, thank you, Zito.
Got it.
I've never played Monopoly.
It's this.
I've never passed go. I've never done any of that.
Buy up all properties, you win.
That's kind of the move,
That's
right?
what they're doing.
Unbelievable. So you got this AT&T thing for $85 billion. This is $65 billion. This is unfucking believable, the amount of money these humans have. How do we get them to start marketing with us? Like, how do we just get one of them billions?
Yeah, just drop $1 billion off in here.
Is that too much to ask, Comcast? $1 billion?
How
What are we
little
doing?
money $1 million to them? $1 million is to them.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's just like the Reggie Bush got $12.5 million settlement from Kroenke or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a drop in the bucket for him. But this is how billionaires stay billionaires, is by caring about that. How about Reggie Bush getting a little house money right there?
Yeah, good for him.
Great for him, man.
He's done pretty well for himself for a pretty average career.
But he deserves it for what he did at USC.
Correct.
That dude entertained the masses for 4 years
really
straight.
He got paid enough during that time.
He was, well, they got an apartment or two, I guess. He didn't get the Heisman, but he deserves all the money. He was primetime TV for 4 years straight.
Probably the greatest college football player ever.
Of our generation. Maybe.
That I've ever watched. He was the funnest to watch by far.
Funnest to watch, I believe.
Most explosive for sure, I think.
Was he better than Tebow? I don't think so. I don't think he's better than Tebow.
I don't know, man.
Tebow's greatest
I tend
college.
to go with Tebow.
Tebow's greatest college football player of all time. Had the ball in his hands.
And I hated Reggie Bush. Like
did
I
too.
was a big
He's
Texas
that Notre
fan
Dame
during
guy.
that time.
Because you like Vince Young?
Yeah, loved Vince Young.
Did you love Vince Young as much as Vince Young loved Cheesecake Factory?
Yes.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Me and VY would go to Cheesecake Factory and clean that place out.
You could put VY in that argument, though.
Yeah, he was awesome.
You could also put Pat White, Steve Slayton in that argument as well.
Yep.
If they would have, like, if Pat White was on an SEC team or that USC team, Pat White probably first pick of the draft, if I had to guess, the way he played, the way he was just such a good football player. And that's not knocking my teammates, but our team was a bunch of guys who fell to West Virginia.
No, 'cause
it was like there's nowhere else for us to go.
He was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson went, 4 rounds ahead of fucking Pat White?
Pat White was I don't know when he got drafted, actually. I'm not sure when Pat White got drafted.
I thought when we had
second
him on-
round, maybe?
Oh, then no, I'm wrong. I'm fucking
Steve
completely
Slayton,
wrong.
I think, was also a second rounder. But Pat White, if you put him on an SEC team, and now a lot of people would say, well, then there's the speed could catch him as well that wasn't in the Big East. But if you put him on like with a bunch of monsters, I mean, it was unbelievable. Him and Steve Slayton took over games. I mean, they just completely took over games.
Yeah, Pat White was second round. I don't know why I thought he was fifth.
I think he was a second round pick. But if he was in one of them big schools, but I think Tim Tebow is the greatest college football player of all time.
Yeah, I would imagine.
He got the ball every single play, and he was the team. I mean,
He split time his first year.
with Chris Leak or something like that, right? Was that his name?
Threw a pretty ball.
Oh man, Titus Spy. Seriously.
Threw a pretty ball.
And then Tim Tebow, complete opposite.
next, yeah.
That's like Pat White didn't play my freshman year, his redshirt freshman year as well, because Adam Bednarik, rest in peace to his criminal record. He's got a pedophile charge on him. I think. I'm not sure. That could be slander I just said about him, but I think he was teaching and got caught up with a student. But he was starting over Pat White because he was a senior and could throw a good ball. He could throw a good ball. And then he got hurt in that Virginia Tech game, and that was all she wrote. Pat White got in the game, and that was it for old Adam Bednarik played in the Arena League after that one, real with the quickness. So. But I think Reggie Bush deserves it, but that's a wild settlement. $12.5 million, blow your knee out. That stadium was terrible in St. Louis, though.
Terrible.
Terrible. It was so bad. It felt like you were playing in like
So dark.
Yeah, it literally, you felt like you were maybe a light was going to fall onto the field while you were playing there. It was like, yep, this team's going to LA soon for sure.
Like it sucked to even watch games on TV of that.
Bad.
stadium.
I assume back in the day when they were the greatest team on turf or whatever, it was probably an awesome electric atmosphere in that dome. But here in the later stages before they went to LA, that place was just a shit.
That's the place where the turf caught on fire when the Steelers played, I'm pretty sure.
That's awesome. That is
They were coming out for pregame and shooting flames, and the turf actually
Now the
just
Colts
went up.
The Colts lit off fireworks in the when the roof was closed and turf caught on fire.
Here, this website.
Trainers came running out with the water bottles. It was pretty awesome. Fire department. It was awesome. It was really cool.
This might be fun. This website did top 10 or top 100 college football athletes of the BCS.
Okay.
They have Vince Young is 1, Tebow's 2, Adrian Peterson is 3, Ed Reed is 4, Larry Fitzgerald is 5, Matt Leinart 6, Bryant McKinney 7, David Pollock 8, Sue 9, and then Roy Williams, the safety from Oklahoma, 10.
Yeah, see, I don't know about any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know about any of that. Now, granted,
Those
what
were
about
all-
Tyrann Mathieu? What about if they're going to put defensive players on there? How about what was it? Honey Badger. He was scoring touchdowns every time he was on the field, and he was playing safety. Like, how do they? If they're going to put defensive players on there, how is he not on?
They
the
got
list?
LeVar Arrington and Peppers on this list. LeVar Arrington was an absolute animal.
Yeah, he was.
on that. He jumped
all the
over
time.
humans. He's a mammal, by the way. That's what he calls himself. All mammal.
Those dudes were slightly before our time, though.
Yes,
Our-
we were
like
kids.
This left side of this room's time.
Yeah, we were kids. That's right there in Todd's prime. LeVar Arrington was jumping over little white centers in the Big Ten.
Was it
Who's
Courtney
the dude
Brown
that,
on the other side?
Who's the dude who didn't shake out the linebacker? Oklahoma does movies now.
Oh, Bosworth, you mean?
Bosworth, yeah, like back in those days.
Boz.
He was pretty fucking dominant and did nothing in the NFL. But that was back, also, those guys back in big steroid days for college.
Yeah, oh yeah,
players.
dude.
Who was the dude from Michigan State?
Oh, the fucking
I should
tackle.
know this.
He played for the Colts.
Biggest bust of all time.
He played for the Colts. I met him in the locker room. He came out to a game.
There was a 30 for 30 on him.
Yeah, he's,
Tony
It's like-
Mandarich?
Yeah.
there
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, him.
Packers drafted him.
Yeah, he played for the Colts though at some point, I believe. I'm not. I think
Yep,
he did.
He did.
Green Bay, too, for a minute, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
they
was-
drafted
I
him,
I think he was
yeah.
drafted the second overall at Green Bay, and then went to Indy for a little bit, and then was done.
It's like Charles Rogers too. The Lions picked him, and he was awful. And then he did a lot of drugs.
The
He was
king of
second
Joey
overall.
Harrington.
With Joey Harrington. Yes.
He was the king of anabolic steroids. That guy.
Mandrich.
Yeah.
The man.
Oh, jeez.
I always get him confused with Marinovich, who
Pete.
went to the Raiders,
Robo
and he was the
QB.
robot.
He
Yeah.
was doing
Yeah.
fucking heroin and shit.
I assume back in the day when they weren't testing for steroids, everybody was on it when it first got out. When it was because you'd be sitting in a locker room, I'd assume. And when they weren't testing for it, it was probably pretty wild conversations that were happening. And somebody would be like, this past offseason, I took blah, 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 and my bench went from here to here. I got this. And it's a competitive environment. Well, where'd you get it? Bang. I assume that just shit was just going around.
Yeah.
I assume if you had the means to get it, you were probably getting it back.
You ever
in
seen the
day.
program?
No.
Ooh, Joe Kane.
Yeah, it's like about. I believe it's not. Is it Florida State or they just have the exact same?
No,
It's
colors?
very just similar.
It's just supposed to be like
Eastern
Forest.
Washington State.
Oh yeah, but it's wow. It's like college football steroids, all that shit that they get away with, stuff like that.
I would love to know the origin of like the first person to bring it to the NFL. Like it had to be
a lot
like
of people say it was the '70s Steelers.
really.
Yeah.
Steroids?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
But it wasn't illegal.
Let's say if they didn't test for it. Now, people will be like, well, you shouldn't. If they don't test for it, doesn't mean you should take it. This is a competitive sport where everybody's trying to get, just like you see these horses getting whatever they are allowed to have so they can run faster. That's exactly how you should look at professional athletes as well, because that is how professional athletes look at themselves and how the owners of teams look at them as well. You are an athlete trying to make this team better. So it's so interesting whenever you hear about guys taking shit because it's more of a moral thing now, right? So now it's like a moral thing where it's like, man, you're trying to fuck over other people. We're not allowed to take it. Why are you trying to fuck people over? That's kind of the big issue. It's like, that's why it's never, ever spoke about. In the locker room, you never hear anybody speak about anything. You don't hear any HGH conversations. Even when you assume somebody's on something, steroids, you never even hear that conversation happen. It's not even like, I got a guy, I'll help you out. Everybody, there's no talking about it because it's illegal. And it's like a moral thing. Like, don't fuck over everybody else. We're all in this the same thing. But back in the day when it wasn't illegal, I think it'd be very difficult to sit in that locker room and watch other people make a lot more money because they're taking shit that isn't getting tested for and not take it. It'd be very difficult not to take it. So I can't blame them.
And those players hadn't yet seen the effects of those hardcore anabolic, so they didn't even know that they weren't healthy. They were dying. They didn't know they were going to die at 50.
I would assume they knew that it wasn't great for them. It's one of those things where I would assume they knew, like, okay, this thing is getting injected into me. It is making me bigger, stronger, faster.
I think you had a general sense, but we hadn't seen Lala Zato fall apart yet.
Yes, you haven't seen like scientific proof or like experiments, or you see like who was the wrestler?
Oh, that went crazy.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit. You haven't seen like those freakouts from NFL guys or wrestlers or people that were on it and just their whole body and life come crashing down. They didn't know that, but I'm sure they knew like, this probably isn't good for me.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like we just had the conversation about Adderall. Like, no one knows what that's going to do to us like 30 years down the
No
line.
idea.
That's true.
Nobody has a clue.
So I assume it's something like that. Like, we know, like, yeah, it's helping us now, like, but it could eventually fucking...
Toradol, right? I took Toradol every single week I could take it, and it
What is that?
was injected into me.
It's pain.
And it's an anti-inflammatory is what it's called. It's the strongest anti-inflammatory I think you can get, and everybody in the NFL takes it basically. I mean, not everybody. You got the super clean guys.
What's the benefit of it?
It's just an anti-inflammatory. As soon as you take it, your whole body feels loose. So
Gotcha.
you have no more like my knees felt like they were like I was 15 again, 16 again. Immediately, there was no warming up. But then on Tuesday, whenever it wears off, like your entire shit is just like sore. It's just like you don't even know if you pulled a muscle until that thing comes off, right?
Right.
So it's like if you have an injury, sometimes they're like, we shouldn't put it on top because you might hurt this thing even more and you won't even know. So I took Toradol any chance I got. I started whenever I had a torn meniscus in my leg my first time because I took it because it just made me feel like good. And then after that, it's like, I'm not going to take it. If everybody else is taking this and it makes you feel faster, more loose, I could touch my toes. Like everything was just like perfect. I'm like, there's no way I can see this staring at me right in the face and not take it when everybody else could potentially be taking it. But who knows what Toradol is going to do in 20 years? Who knows? And that came up as a topic of conversation when the NFL wanted to ban it. The NFL wanted to ban Toradol, and the NFLPA, like a bunch of the guys who are older and probably all on Toradol, they came in and they were like, hey, listen, like, we know you guys fuck around a little bit and say stuff, but you cannot take Toradol out. The entire locker room is on it. So who knows what that'll do in 20 years.
Yeah,
and that's something that's getting injected into me. It's like, I'll be excited to see what that does.
Right.
Who knows, though? Who knows? All right, hashtag Endgame, hashtag Endgame. Put a picture of what I'm probably going to look like. In 20 years, after taking this Toradol, from myself, at Todd McComas, at Dig, Z, at Nick Morado, at Viva Lazito, at Ty Schmidt, at Evan Foxy, from Jake Glazer to Corey Gregory. We're so thankful they joined us today. Also, Jake Johnson, once again on Tuesday's show. I can't get over how great he was. He was so funny. Stick around if you'd like to. Afterwards, we're doing a Money in the Bank and NXT TakeOver preview with Robbie from the New York show, because this is a big weekend for me. I'm doing the NXT TakeOver pre-show on Saturday. I can't wait for it. I got a pretty clean-ass looking suit now. I want to say that. I got a pretty clean-looking suit. Cannot wait to get up to Chicago. So thankful. So if you want to stick around for that, please do. If not, I'm so thankful you chose to spend time with us on this beautiful Thursday. We will see you mañana. This has been the Pat McAfee Show. Ty Schmidt, hit the music.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. He was a high school All-American, a college All-American. He was All-Pro in the NFL, but the thing that he's most proud of is during his show in Muncie, Indiana, he made a woman in the crowd laugh so hard, she shit her pants. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat McAfee!
Okay, we are joined by a guy who has a wrestling turnbuckle tattooed on his forearm. We did this before with a wrestling recap, but here we are for a preview for Money in the Bank in the NXT TakeOver. Joining at Nick Morado, at Ty Schmidt, and myself is, ladies and gentlemen, at Barstool Robbie.
Oh, you were so close. You just had to flip the two.
Yeah, I think you should change
Barstool.
it. I think you should change it. I know it's the same type of thing, but I think
man.
you should change it. I think you should change it. That's on me.
Man, you were so close. I can't I can't just give in now. It's been so long. You'll get it one day.
At Rob, it's like Barstool is your last name.
Yes.
At Robbie Barstool.
I think it's that way with a lot of us. I think usually we put our first name and then bam.
Barstool Big Cat.
KFC Barstool. Riggs Barstool.
Francis Barstool. You're right. I guess you're right. Stool Presidente, though, is Barstool up front there in the front. Big Cat up in the front there. KFC, though, in the back kind of debunks my whole theory because I was about to say, well, all the OGs do it the other way, so that kind of fucks
K-Marco, too. I think K-Marco is K-Marco Barstool.
I think they're doing it wrong. Anyways, at Barstool Robbie. So let's talk about the big weekend. Money in the Bank is happening. NXT TakeOver, which I'm on a pre-show. Turning a pre-show into the show. Pre-show Shaman, Pat McAfee's back. Cannot wait to chat about that. Robbie, what are we looking forward to? What's happening this weekend? How have you been? All that stuff.
I've been great, living the dream. Everything this weekend is, I don't want to say everything is to look forward to because I think a lot of Money in the Bank is meh. I think the 2 ladder matches on that show are awesome. Everything on NXT TakeOver Chicago is awesome. And that's what I think we should mainly talk about today.
Okay, I like that a lot because just like in New Orleans, NXT TakeOver down there in the Bayou stole the weekend. It was absolutely electric from beginning to the end. It was magical. The pre-show was unstoppable, much better than the WrestleMania one. Then now the show was great. I cannot wait for this weekend.
I can't wait either. So the NXT Championship match is pretty intriguing because it's Aleister Black, who we saw win the title in New Orleans with that black mass spinning heel kick. Unbelievable match by him versus Lars Sullivan, a first-time challenger for the title. He's that massive, massive dude with like giant hands, like catcher's mitt hands.
So he's the dude that has that giantism, right?
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah. He's a monster of a man. He's angry, too. I watched NXT TakeOver last week. He's an angry man. He's very angry.
Looks like a real-life Shrek.
I said
he does look like a real-life Shrek, yeah.
I said that on the pre-show, and I felt terrible about it because he was in that ladder match, and I felt bad about it.
Don't ever feel bad about telling the truth.
Yeah, but I got to go see these people afterwards. I got to walk past them in the back all of a sudden, and now it's a whole different world when I say that.
That was a different world. I was actually telling my brother the other day about Goldberg. When Goldberg walked past us in catering, that was one of the more stunning moments of my entire life.
He just wanted bread, Robbie. That's all he wanted.
He wanted bread, and then you and me, like, our assholes puckered, and we looked at each other like, we're not going to even mess with this guy.
Will somebody get the goddamn Goldberg some bread? Who's next? Whoever can't get him bread. Yeah, it was a wild scene back there. But, yeah, okay, so Lars Sullivan, Aleister Black, who's going to win that?
I think Black's got to retain. I don't think they'll put it on Lars this soon. But it's going to be interesting because, you know, they build up usually for matches like this. We've got a big man using his strength and we've got a smaller guy using his speed. But as we saw the first time that Sullivan attacked Aleister Black, he's got speed too. So it's going to be a big how can Black overcome the speed and strength advantage with a guy that big. The street fight, which is probably going to main event, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, they ain't done, Pat.
No way they ain't done. They got a Chicago street fight down there.
You thought they were done with the unsanctioned match. They're not done because guess what? Nobody died in that match like Pat McAfee predicted on the pre-show. So Ciampa pretty much couldn't accept defeat in New Orleans and started attacking Johnny, put him in the hospital, put him in a neck brace. They said he almost ended his career. And Ciampa started calling himself Tommy Sports Entertainment, like Johnny Wrestling. Kind of nice.
Oh, really? Is that happening?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Mr. Sports Entertainment versus Mr. Wrestling. Who's going to win? Yep. It's old versus new. Who is it? Who knows?
I mean, you know Gargano's my dude, so I'm sticking with Gargano. But this match, this rivalry, this feud has caused turmoil in his personal life. Candice LeRae told him, you got to let it go. No more with, Tommy Sports Entertainment. Johnny Gargano was like, listen, Candice, I'm going to do what I want, and you're going to let me do that. And she said, I'm done with you. She's like, I'm done. She walked out on him.
Mr. Wrestling got dumped by Mrs. Wrestling.
Yikes. We don't know if he got dumped, but she hashtagged is done with him.
Wow. Does Mr. Sports Entertainment know that? Wow.
She told him that he's becoming everything he despises. She's really really not happy about this. So if she is on the pre-show like she was last time, I would say definitely don't let out a wow after she breaks down and cries.
I thought it was a good wow, though.
This is the best part.
It was an emotional wow. Wow.
It was an emotional wow. So this is going to be a street fight. You know what I really hope for this? This is a weird wrestling love of mine, but when they book street fights and they come out in jeans to wrestle, I always think that's like awesome.
Yeah.
Jeans and like a wife beater.
Yeah. I like that too.
You know what I mean?
It's a little tough guy look, real tough guy look. Velveteen
and Gargano viciously attacked Ciampa on NXT this week. Busted him open, had to get staples in his head, put him in the Gargano escape on the ramp, had to be pulled off. He's shown a side of himself that he's never showed before.
These are two nasty, vicious men, ready to handle business in a Chicago street fight right there in Chicago, Illinois.
I love Nick Moraldo viciously nodding his head as you went on that speech.
That's what it is, though. That's what it is. Velveteen Dream is taking on King Ricochet in a battle of supreme athleticism. It appears.
Very much so. This is one-upsmanship with these two. They were both in the ladder match at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, one of the greatest multi-men ladder matches ever, obviously, and they were both standouts in that match. So it kind of started as, wait a minute, which one of these guys is better when they go one-on-one? They've gone back and forth a while now. Velveteen Dream on the microphone, electric as always. Ricochet just using his feats of strength, even in promos. His incredible, like, superhuman. Did you see the clip where Velveteen Dream is like, I can do everything you can do, but better? And Ricochet literally bounced off the ropes. Velveteen Dream is on the ramp when he says this. He does a front flip over the top rope, lands on his feet on the ramp. That's like a 10-foot jump there in itself, and just walks up to him and he said, all right, then do it. So this is very much a who is the supreme athlete, who is the supreme sports entertainer, not wrestler. Don't say wrestler on the pre-show. Remember, Renee Young taught us that.
Yep. I got yelled at in my ear as well, too, but for that. During the rehearsal, I dropped the wrestling, and then there was no sports entertainment. Oh, you got it. You know, Johnny Wrestling knows what he calls himself. What do you want from But that was a Cirque du Soleil move, by the way, what King Ricochet did.
I'm sitting here grabbing my knee, thinking about what would happen to me if I even attempted something like that.
It was
like
absurd.
every ligament just shredded.
It was. Did you see it?
Yeah.
It was absurd. It was It was the first time where I watched an internet clip of something, and I was like, "That's not human. That is not a human move right there." Cirque du Soleil, King Ricochet.
It was so casual. It made me sick.
Yeah.
He didn't break a sweat doing it. He did like a 10-foot flip over the top rope. Onto like a slanted ramp, by the way, too. It's not even surface.
That's live too. Like, he could have messed that up in front of all those people. No, it landed.
Fell on his face.
Bing, bang,
tore his
boom.
knee apart.
Hit the rope.
The guy's like a superhero. He's like a real life superhero. You know when they all do that like crazy stick to landing shit?
Oh, I like that.
That's
Let me write that
Ricochet.
down. Real life superhero, King Ricochet. Okay, let me write that down. I'm gonna use that in the pre-show. Real life
Hell yeah.
superhero. Do you want credit for that when I say it or no?
No, you could take credit for that. That's all you.
Don't give Robbie credit.
Oh, I mean, I think I should. Everybody's hearing him say this shit.
Subliminally, I'll know.
The listeners will know here.
The listener, that's nice. It's like they're seeing this come together on the podcast. They'll watch the pre-show. They'll be like, "Oh, I saw them rehearsing."
By the way, let's see if it makes the cut. By the way, I don't know if it's that good of a line. We'll see if it makes the cut in my brain on Saturday. Okay,
We'll see if it makes the yeah.
Let's
We'll
not
see.
put the cart before the horse here and see if I'm going to say that. I got a lot of lines on deck. By the way, you know the word bevy? I'm going to use it. Also, pummel, another one I'm going to use. I've been collecting words from callers into my Sirius show to use on the pre-show to look smarter than I am. Bevy and pummel are two of them.
Diabolical.
Write it down. Diabolical.
Discombobulated, you like that one? That's a word that I liked because it's easy to spell, but it's long enough where it looks like it could be hard to spell.
Oh, is that easy to spell, huh? You spelled Chihuahua, Chiwawa.
Yeah, and you know what, Pat? I have a Chihuahua.
I know. That means you've seen.
Buddy, I knew there were H's in there. I knew there were U's in there. I didn't know the order to put them in. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna accept my loss like a man here. Hit a quick Wawa.
Wawa.
So we got an NXT Women's Championship match as well. Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross. Shayna Baszler has rubbed every single woman in the NXT locker room the wrong way since winning the title. She's just, you would think it humbled her a little bit. It didn't whatsoever. She had a match with Dakota Kai for that title on NXT television. Beat Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai, by the way, my girl. That's my girl right there. Team kick leader. Love Dakota Kai. Beat her. continued the assault after the match. On comes Nikki Cross from Sanity, the ridiculous lunatic Nikki Cross, and she's out with Kairi Sane as well.
Yeah, she's a Looney Tune, right? That girl is a Looney Tune.
A complete Looney Tune.
All right,
like
I'm going to say, and they talk about her being a Looney Tune, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
she's
so
a psychopath.
Looney Tune, Nikki Cross from Scotland, right?
Yep.
Looney.
And she comes in with Kairi Sane, and she tells Kairi Sane, "You're the referee." She attacks Shayna Baszler and pins her 1, 2, 3 with the count of Kairi Sane. Of course, none of this was sanctioned. None of this was official. But she has a moral victory, or I guess, hypothetical victory over her already. So the big challenge on Saturday is going to be Shayna Baszler comes from the world of MMA. She's got the best technique in the division, the best striking in the division, the best everything. On paper, this should be an easy fight for her. But Nikki Cross is so unpredictable and crazy, and just her movements, you don't know what's going on with her. I think this is going to be a battle for the ages.
She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Nikki Cross.
You just can't predict somebody like that.
Okay, good. All right, good. So who's going to win? Shayna?
I'm going to go Nikki Cross. You know what?
Hey, don't cross Nikki Cross.
Unpredictability is what will win. You got to predict the unpredictable, and I don't think that Shayna will be able to do that.
Is Shayna part of the 4 horsewomen or whatever it was?
She is, yes.
Is that still a thing? That's still a thing.
It is still a thing, and the other 2 horsewomen were signed as well.
Okay, so it's Rhonda, Shayna, and who are the other 2?
Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer. Marina Schaefer is the wife of Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong, who is now the tag team champ.
Indeed, he is with the Undisputed Era, and he has a match against Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch at NXT TakeOver Chicago.
Okay.
These 2 picked up a win over the Undisputed Era in a 6-man tag match where they had Pete Dunne on their side, and Oney Lorcan actually got the pin over Kyle O'Reilly in that match, earning them a shot at the titles. I think this one's going to be awesome. Oney Lorcan's a guy that's been overlooked for way too long in NXT. He had an awesome sprint with Drew McIntyre a few months ago while he was still NXT champion. And Danny Burch is a guy that just meshes really well with him. I've been a huge Oney Lorcan guy since the very beginning. He has history against these 2 men in other promotions. We cannot name the other promotions. That was another trick we learned about the pre-show.
Yep.
But they do have history together, you could say.
And they're from Australia?
So Danny Burch, I believe, is, but Oney Lorcan is not.
Okay. And Undisputed Era's run is still incredible. You got Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, who has an 8-pack now. He looks good. He flexes it before every single match. They're probably going to continue their run because the Undisputed Era is just a beautiful little clique down there. And then how's Adam Cole doing?
Adam Cole's doing great. He's the North American champion.
Still.
He is still the North American champion. As of right now, I don't believe he has a match on this card, at least according to WWE.com.
What does that mean?
It's very intriguing to me. I mean, we still have an episode of NXT tonight, so you never know if they're going to set something up for him because we're recording this on a Wednesday. But WWE.com right now only lists this event as 5 matches.
What if, while I'm at the pre-show, old Adam Cole comes out, okay, starts running his mouth again about old Daddy, me, and all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, I'm in a North American Championship match at NXT TakeOver Chicago. You got to watch to find out.
You know what? Thought about it. Love it.
Love it. Am I in shape to do that? No.
Oh, yeah.
I got on the Peloton bike last night for 15 minutes, almost vomited. The cardio is not there. The arms are good, though. Just got to keep a tank top on. Got to make sure.
I think you're selling yourself short. I think you're in shape. I think you could do it.
I do a high 5.
As long as you don't buy, the entire arena beer right before it happens.
You liked that move at WrestleMania, didn't you? You liked that move.
I love that move. But you can't execute that move right before a match with NXT North American Champion Adam Cole.
I'll tell you what, NXT TakeOver Chicago against Adam Cole, who's one of the most electric humans in wrestling right now. Debuting the $1 million leg drop on him would be a great place to do it.
It would be. The fans would be going wild.
A springboard leg drop, by the way, is the $1 million leg drop. I don't know if my ass is ready for it yet or not, but it's going to happen.
You know what'd be fantastic is if you hit that move but you just landed directly on the tailbone and couldn't pin him because you were in too much pain.
Is that fantastic for you, Robbie? You think that's fantastic?
I think that would be a fantastic turn of events.
Whose side are you on, baby? Whose side are you?
I'm on your. I mean, you would win later on, but I think it'd be a very great visual if you just hit that springboard leg drop onto the tailbone and just see you selling your asshole for a while.
Unbelievable. It would hurt. It would hurt so bad. I would have to land on the side there. I think that's why Hulk Hogan walks so weird, because all them goddamn leg drops. Has to be.
Oh, for sure.
I can't sign up for that, by the way, because if it does well, they'll expect it to happen all the time. So I got to make sure I do just boring.
That's. I think you save that for pay-per-views only.
Yeah.
Yep. Pay-per-views only. Before I've even wrestled, we've made a promise that that's happening in pay-per-views only. Adam Cole's not wrestling. He has to. When he came out down there in the Bayou, when he walked out and they introduced him and he put the entire arena erupted. That dude might be the most over dude in all of wrestling right now. Literally in all of wrestling, he might be the most over guy.
He's ridiculously over for sure, baby.
Good heat. Got good heat. The kid's got good heat. I actually heard Shawn Michaels say that whenever he went out. Whenever I was sitting right next to him. If you don't know, I was in gorilla position. I don't know if you know that, Robbie, but I was back there. And whenever the roof got blown off the place with Adam Cole, baby, comment was said that was like, that's good heat. That's real heat or something like that.
By short-haired Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, he did have short hair at the time. And he's also wearing shorts and a T-shirt, too, by the way, which I loved. Everybody else is suited and booted, not Shawn Michaels, though. He lives by his own rules.
Also, I know we got to get to Money in the Bank, but first, can we just give a quick eulogy to the former hair of Baron Corbin?
No, thank God. Bro, he started looking, he looked terrible. That hair looked so terrible. The way they wet, but he donated it, too, so it's a good thing. Baron Corbin did a good thing, even though kayfabe, terrible guy.
Kayfabe, horrible guy.
Donated his hair, and I like the new constable gimmick he's got going.
I love it. He's got the suit on. He's got the nice vest. He's got the bald head. He looks like a kingpin.
He does look good with the bald head. I'm happy.
He looks much better.
Much better. I think he's probably pretty excited about it as well. He has yet to respond to me when I tweeted, "Thank God at Baron Corbin has shaved his fading wig." And he did not respond. Then he put an Instagram story up of his new haircut, and I sent a thank God to him, and no answer still from him from either.
He's shook.
He is shook.
He's kayfabing you.
He is shook. No, he showed up in my Instagram live last week with a middle finger. That was a middle finger emoji in my IG live. So I cut a promo on him. And then he said it was a glitch that his WWE 2K character lost. That was it. It was a good little moment with me and him, but I'm proud of him. I'm happy he's still around doing his thing. What's going to happen in Money in the Bank? Thank you for the NXT TakeOver preview, by the way. It's going to be an amazing show. That's what NXT does, by the way. They put on the greatest show in sports entertainment. Money in the Bank on Sunday. Now what's going to happen, Robbie? Just a quick rundown.
So we obviously have the two Money in the Bank ladder matches, which I think are the most important. Other matches, real quick, that we could touch on. Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn have a match against each other. This has been one of the worst feuds I've ever seen in my entire life.
Terrible.
Daniel Bryan and Big Cass have another match. I think this will be the blow-off to their feud, and Daniel Bryan will probably move on to The Miz next. I don't have any issues with this match taking place. I've seen a lot of people be like, why are you doing this again? I thought their first match was fine, so I'm down to seeing one more. We've got Seth Rollins versus your boy Elias in an Intercontinental Championship match. Rollins has been on a run for the ages recently.
Seth Rollins stepping on Elias's guitar is one of the rudest things I've seen in a long, long time.
Despicable.
It is rude.
John Mayer is going to gift our boy Elias a guitar, and you're going to step on it out of nowhere?
Disgusting.
Despicable. All the disses.
So I assume you guys have Elias in that match.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Elias is going to go undefeated from now until forever. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Undefeated now until forever. Fantastic. Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. Can't imagine anyone on the planet Earth wants to see that match. We've got SmackDown champion Carmella taking on Asuka. I think Asuka's going to win that SmackDown Women's Championship, if we're being honest.
It's about
Unless
time.
there's shenanigans. There could be the shenanigans of the iconic duo coming in, messing things up for her, something like that. On the flip side, we've got the Raw Women's Champion, Nia Jax, taking on Ronda Rousey.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey, please. Have a little respect for the name. Rowdy Ronda.
Rowdy, there she is. Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Rowdy. She's also going into the UFC Hall of Fame. Congrats to Ronda. That just got announced. I hope she wins the title because I'm already tired of Nia Jax's reign, and I think Ronda's awesome. Every time Ronda's on Raw, she could still use a lot of work on the mic, don't get me wrong, but every time she's in the ring, I'm all in.
I think she does well in the ring. That WrestleMania match was awesome to watch. Her and Triple H mixing it up a little bit. Nia Jax is a relative of The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Aren't we all, though? The Rock seems to have infinite relatives.
You're an idiot. What else is happening? Anything else? The two Money in the Bank matches. Who's going to win?
So the men's Money in the Bank match is Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens versus Bobby Roode versus Braun Strowman versus The Miz versus Rusev versus Kofi Kingston versus Big E Langston. I believe those are all the participants. And did I say Finn Balor? Finn Balor's in that match too. I might have skipped over him. I think The Miz might win this match.
Why? Because he got the thing the other night at Raw and there's pancakes inside of it? Or because The Miz has his reality show? How do you think Braun Strowman doesn't win this?
Because when you historically look at Money in the Bank winners, I can't imagine Braun necessarily as a guy that's carrying a briefcase around for a while. I think they're going to give it to, a kind of a shit heel that will use it to taunt the babyface champion, whoever that may be. And I think The Miz might be your guy for that. The Miz clearly is one of the best talkers in the entire company. He's one of the best heels in the entire company. He is a former Mr. Money in the Bank that went on to win the title off of Randy Orton and then headline WrestleMania that year. If you want to set something up with him and Daniel Bryan, put the title on Miz and have that be your SmackDown title feud. I'm all in on that. Obviously, pulling for my guy Kevin Owens, though.
He was hilarious on Monday when he yelled at Bobby Roode.
The ladder segment, yeah.
Oh, my God. Kevin Owens is a hysterical human being.
That was great. And he also took a shot at Baron Corbin. He said, first off, love the haircut.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody had to point it out, thank God. I'm surprised Baron didn't as he walked out. He should have done that. But Kevin Owens is great on the mic as well. I like Kevin Owens a lot.
Very good on the mic. And the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, we've got Lana, we've got Natalya, we've got Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Ember Moon, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Naomi. This is a tough one to judge because we do have some heels. I think Alexa Bliss would be like a smart pick, but almost too predictable. I wouldn't love to see it on Natalya. Lana, God bless her, she might die in this match. Who knows? I would kind of like to see this on Sasha Banks. I think Sasha Banks would be a cool Miss Money in the Bank.
So it's kind of the way it has always been. Heels win so they can taunt the champion the whole time.
Yeah, I think heels usually do that well because it is, when you think about the concept of the Money in the Bank, a downed champion, and then, I'm cashing in and you kind of just pin the champion. It's a chicken shit way to win. It's awesome. Would I accept it? Of course. But it is a bit of a, you can't sell Charlotte winning like that necessarily unless you do the Rob Van Dam route or the John Cena route where they win and they say, okay, I'm cashing in 4 weeks from today. Be prepared, and we're just going to have a regular one-on-one match, which they haven't done in a while. So, maybe they will do something like that this year. I think the last time they did that was Raw 1000, which was way a long time ago. I want to say 2012.
Well, there you have it. Robbie, at Robbie Barstool, I'm so thankful for you giving me all the ins and outs that I need to know before I get in front of a few million people and talk about it. I appreciate you. I hope your life in New York is beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to see you on the pre-show, which is this Saturday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central on the WWE Network.
Is that right?
I think so.
Look at me, pre-show shaman, taking her up at 7 p.m. I'm excited.
Either 7 or 8. I don't know. It's either 7 or 8.
The show starts at 8 Eastern time. I know that. So probably 7 an hour before.
Then you're on at 7. Yeah.
Yep. I'm excited though. Now that I know kind of the lay of the land, I've been able to I'm walking in with a lot more confidence, which is good.
Is Sam on the show with you too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, perfect. The dynamic duo is back.
I love Sam Roberts. By the way,
Sam Roberts is the man. I think we all love Sam Roberts.
Sam Roberts got shit on a little bit whenever I was on with him. A lot of people thought they.
Yeah, I saw that.
But Sam joined my show whenever we were at Sirius, and Sam is just such a good guy, such a cool guy. He sets me up too. Sam sets me up to do good things, which is very nice.
Yeah, set up Sam.
Yeah, set up Sam. I like.
He is awesome. He sets himself up
with the spike over
with that hair.
That hair is terrible. His eyebrows are rough. His whole demeanor. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything. I mean, it's tough to look at. You know.
We were just complimenting the guy. Come on.
We are. We're just saying.
We are.
We understand why people took a couple shots.
It's easy to shit on Sam Roberts.
We're not saying it's right or you should.
No, you shouldn't. He's the human inside of that outside shell. Which
Great
is
guy.
Tough to look at.
At this point, I don't know if you're talking about Sam Roberts or me. We need
Okay,
to.
let's talk about Robbie. I'm joking. Robbie, at Robbie Barstow, thank you. At Nick Moroto, at Ty Schmidt. Everybody listening, #Endgang, #Endgame. Go ahead and send us a GIF or a picture of what you think Nick would look like attempting to do the King Ricochet flip out of the ring into Velveteen Dream space. We appreciate you so much. Have an incredible Thursday. Cheers.